Welcome to Time Travel Reads. I want to review the last book I completed this month and talk about what I'm currently reading. I promise this video will be positive. The Neanderthals Rediscovered, updated and revised edition by Dimitra, Papagianni, and Michael A. Morse is a basic introduction to Neanderthals. The authors were teaching a class on human evolution, and students kept asking for recommendations on books on Neanderthals. At the time, there weren't up-to-date books on Neanderthals, so they wrote one. This book is now a bit out of date. It was published in 2015, so it doesn't have some of the more recent discoveries that have been made since then. Still, it's a good basic introduction. It goes over the major archaeological sites, the consensus and controversy surrounding them, and hopes for future discoveries. The authors try to give you a sense of what can be known about the humanity of Neanderthals, how their bodies looked, what we can know about how they treated disabled community members, how they hunted and what that says about their potential language use, etc. They also included a section at the end about the way Neanderthals are portrayed in novels and media, and whether those portrayals are based in facts. This was my first book on the subject, so I can't recommend any newer titles. I rated this book 3.5 stars, between 3 stars for fine and 4 stars for good and worthwhile. 4 stars is my typical rating for most nonfiction, but the writing style wasn't especially memorable, and it was a little outdated, so I knocked it down 0.5 stars. I'm currently in the middle of Our Beloved Kin, A New History of King Philip's War by Lisa Brooks. It blows the other books on King Philip's War out of the water. Instead of relying on the English perspective, it relies on the indigenous perspective, which gives the war much greater context. Brooks does a fantastic job of incorporating indigenous languages, information about indigenous land use, the way they understood granting land usage rights to individuals while maintaining sovereignty over their lands, educational practices, eating habits, religious conversations about Christianity, intentions in sending their children to be educated at Harvard, etc. Brooks helps you get to know specific indigenous people and their roles within their communities as they likely understood them. I took a break from reading this book, even though I like it, because depression has been kicking me lately, and I couldn't handle another book about war. Instead, I began Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. I'm only a few hours into the audiobook. So far I like it. The writing is crisp and very English. I think that Mr. Norrell might be setting himself up for some trouble later on in the story. I think that's all I have to say on it so far. Those are all the books I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Bye.